Good morning, good afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are. We hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining us. You know what? Some places and some people don't agree with each other. And we're going to cover a couple different topics, but the most important one we're going to cover right here and now is going to be the difference between living in the province and living in the cities. I think it's important that you recognize a few things about that. So let's talk about it.
Why'd you have to go? I guess this world's too slow for you. I think there's beauty in the gray, the cold, but you just want the gold. And there's no way I can beat it, cause I got no chance, no chance when it comes to her. She got the glitter and the fame, and I just wasn't enough.
All right, so there's always a difference of opinion. There's always people that are going to come in different ways, but something to think about. There are people that don't want to live in the province because they can't. They don't want to live in the province because the province doesn't offer them what they need. All right? And needs are really two different things. There's what you mentally want or need, think you need, all right? And then there's physical, what you physically need. For instance, Arlen and I, and this morning you may hear a little bit of construction. I'm on the 14th floor of our ivory tower, as my British friend would call it, and I'm having coffee, breakfast. It's a beautiful morning. The breeze is great. Everything's good. And I thought I would just do it from here because our British friend says I never get out. All right. What you want versus what you need. For some people, it's what you need. Arlen and I have needs. All right. These are not something that we want that makes us happy. It's what we need to be happy. We need an airport within reasonable distance, an airport with international flights and domestic flights, 15 minutes away. We need it. We fly 8 to 10 times a year. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. We fly international and domestic. My daughter flies here from the U.S. international. We need that. We need it without a hassle. It makes us happy to not have that hassle. Okay? We need good hospital fast access. Check and see how far you are from a hospital that has a physician on duty 24/7. Better yet, if you want to go even deeper, find out, does that hospital offer streptokinase? The two leading causes of death here are, for expats, are heart disease, all right, and unfortunately the byproducts of alcoholism, and the list just goes on down. Well, when it comes to heart disease, you need access to streptokinase. It needs to be administered within 45 minutes, hopefully within 30, better within 15. I have two hospitals here that are open 24, actually more than that, 24/7, but have board certified ER doctors on staff 24/7. All right, and they do streptokinase. That's a need that I have. I have a chronic health condition. I could be dead tomorrow. I could literally die tomorrow, but that will increase my odds. All right, the way of life. Sure, you can live cheaper in the province. You can live cheaper here. You don't have to live like we live here. You can live a much more economical life. But let me ask you a question. We've been given a lot of crap. because we live an excessive life. That's what people have called it, an excessive life. I worked all my life so that I would have the money to do three things: provide for my family, provide a future for my wife and daughter, and to enjoy the rest remaining years. Now, how I enjoy it, that's where John and I, all right, differ. I enjoy different things than John does, but we're going to set the record straight on a few things, okay? And you know what? We're going to do a special shout out here too for Ian the Expat, I think. I'm going to put his link below. Ian was gracious enough to show us how he lives on 600 pesos, $600 a month in the province, okay? Now, granted, he's got a $3 million home, a 3 million peso home, and pays no rent. That's a little leg up. You may have to figure some rent money in there, and you're going to start to see how close it gets. I have no idea how much John lives on, and don't really care. All right. The difference between surviving is being able and living is being able to do the things you want to do. If you're happy in the province with the risk you may take for health care because you're extremely healthy, if you're happy with what it takes to travel, if you're happy with whatever, anything and everything, if you're totally happy, great. That is tremendous, all right? But there are those of us that are not. We have the condo here, and we have a home we built in Mindanao. And we love to go to Mindanao and visit, but not live. I'm an hour and a half away from a decent hospital in the province, all right? And that's an hour and a half away with not encountering too many slow buses or jeepneys or anything else on the road. That's a risk I can't take. And it's a risk my wife wouldn't ask me to take at all. We're very happy with the amenities that we have. I have this beautiful place to have breakfast if I want. I can go to Tequila Reef, see my friends and have breakfast if I want. We can go golfing, we can go bowling, we can go bar hopping, we can go everywhere. There's all kinds of stuff, all right? Angeles has a tremendous number of options. Live music, restaurants, casinos. Not that we do all of that, but don't condemn people because they live a life of excess, in your opinion. This life that we live here is not anywhere near the life we lived in the U.S., but we're happy. And that's what matters, is being happy. And we're spending less being happy. Just like you may live a much more economical life in the U.S., and you will live better here for less on that same economical life. All right? It's a crapshoot of where you go, where you're going to be. You know, how far from the water are you? What are the amenities? We have, you know, if the power goes out in the city, we have emergency generators that kick on within about 10 seconds. All right? We have aircon. Now, you know, there's been a big debate on aircon. Don't need it, don't need it, don't need it. Well, a lot of people don't recognize something, but I do. I've been to the UK. Only 5% of homes in the UK have aircon. They're not raised on aircon. Western homes are almost always raised on aircon. Over 80% of the homes in the US have aircon or swamp coolers still, all right? For those of you that are familiar with swamp, Arizona has still got tons of homes, tons and tons. Nevada as well with swamp coolers, which is a whole different story, but it's still cold air. My point with all of that is Whatever makes you happy. Now, let's put a few things out there for John. Now, John is the British guy who called me a fat, old, bald, arrogant, living in an ivory tower. We're not going to troll John. We're not going to attack him personally. There's no need for that. If that makes him happy, if it gives him more views, if it does anything that makes him better, great. Good for John. All right? He can pick on our little channel all he wants. Doesn't bother me in the least. Okay? We're different people, and we have different expectations in life. I didn't work the way I worked. I didn't go through years and years and years of school to have a professional career, and I didn't risk a tremendous amount of money starting my own businesses. Okay? When I shifted from clinical medicine to business medicine, you know, that was a huge risk that I was willing to take. And it paid off, and I got lucky. All right? Not that I'm any smarter than anybody. I was very fortunate doing the right thing at the right time, solely by accident, truly. But we're not going to say anything and call John names. We're a bigger person than that. We don't need to stoop to that level. But John, just to straighten a few things out, all right? I have a chronic health condition. I could be dead tomorrow. I'm going to live my life the way I want to live it, and you're not going to change that. And you're certainly not going to tell me it's wrong when I see so many other people living their life, including you, the way you want to live your life. We don't condemn people for that at all. Do I drink to excess? Absolutely not. I don't drink at home at all. The only time we drink is when we go out. We never get drunk. Well, not never. I've actually gotten to the point where I've had one too many, but 2 or 3, 4 drinks in a night, and that is it. And we don't do that every night, John. We don't drink every day, all right, or night. And we don't bar hop every day or night, but we have friends that were there. I was actually making this video a few minutes ago, and I didn't really, I wasn't liking the way it was coming out. But in the middle of that video, I had to stop because Mark, all right, Savino, the guy that owns all of the Candy resorts, one of his operations directors and one of his managers stopped by to talk with me for a little bit. We enjoy, and by the way, he's British, all right? Not only is he British, the manager is, several of the managers here are British, okay? Now, this particular operations manager is an American, but British, good friends. See, I've got nothing against the Brits whatsoever. Actually, I don't have anything against John. He's just a cranky old guy that likes to make people whatever. I'm not even going to get into that either. My bottom line here is simply, we enjoy life. I'm not an alcoholic. I'm not on disability, John. I've never collected a dime of disability in my entire life. Not once, all right? I've never applied for disability, and I'm not on disability. Every penny that we have comes from working, investing, and saving. That's all there is to it, all right? And I have never threatened to sue somebody, all right? And you never made any statement that said I threatened to sue you. You just said, you know, this is the kind of guy that would say I'm gonna sue you. No, I'm not. I never have. I certainly don't think I ever will. And quite frankly, I'm smarter than that. If I was gonna sue you, you wouldn't know it till the subpoena showed up on your door. Period. End of story. Whatever other questions you might have for me, John, I'm happy to answer. But I would say this in conclusion. People are different. And what makes some people happy doesn't make other people happy. And sometimes what it takes to survive isn't what makes you happy. All right? Sometimes what it takes to survive is being somewhere where you're prepared for the inevitable. That's the bottom line. All right? Living and surviving, you can define them in all the different ways that you want. You know how I feel about it. I feel that if all you have is a roof over your head, all right, a happy family, and food in your belly, and you have nothing left at the end of the month, you're surviving. Happily surviving. Living is being able to take advantage of surviving. Living is being able to do that. Where have you been in the past year? You said I never get out of my bedroom. Well, that's not my bedroom. It's a spare bedroom, one of the bedrooms in our condo. We have more than one bedroom, okay? Where have you been in the past year, John? We've been enjoying our life. We've been to Thailand. We've been to Boracay. We've been to Bohol. We've been to Cebu. We've been all back and forth to Mindanao a half a dozen times, all right, exploring it and visiting relatives. Where have you been in the past 12 months? Judging from your videos, you've been sitting in your front porch, walking down one street, and you've been to the beach and you've been to Baguio, I think. All right? Don't give me that shit, John. All right? It's beneath you. Just like calling me names 3 times in a row in one video is beneath you. All right? John, you are the absolute definition of a toxic expat. You're the expat that absolutely disagrees with anybody that doesn't agree wholeheartedly or conform to what you think is correct. Toxic. So, I don't know what else to say. I do hope you're having a great day. I really do. And I hope all my subscribers and our Lynn subscribers are all having a great day. We hope you're happy, no matter where you are or where you plan to be. Thanks so much. Be good.